So we'll move on to actually the job of state legislator. What do you see, and this goes to Dr. Kazitsa first, what do you see as the role of a state legislator, and would your outside job affect it?
No. Should I be elected, I will be a full-time legislator. Mornings, evenings, afternoons. I currently have a solo private practice, but the amount of time that I spend there is limited. And as it is now, while I'm campaigning, and should I be elected, I have not quite yet made up my mind about whether or not I'll continue practicing on a limited basis, but I will serve as a full-time legislator.
Thank you. Ms. Ehrlich.
Yes, this is actually a tricky subject because there are some of my colleagues that are able to manage having a job outside of the legislature. One of my colleagues has a diner, and that seems to work well for him. He can serve breakfast and then meet with constituents that way and then go into the State House. I've been a practicing CPA for 25 years in my own practice, and I found that, especially with the coincidence of tax season and budget season in the legislature, the time demands were too great on me. So in 2009, I decided to give up my practice, and I am now a full-time legislator. I'm proud to be so. I'm available to people around the clock. Anybody that's ever sent me an email, sometimes you get them back at 2 in the morning. So it's a passionate pursuit, this job, and I really enjoy doing it. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Dr. Kazitsa?
Yeah, you know, I'm not so sure that my opponent spends all of her time as a full-time legislator. I think it's a red herring by my opponent. In fact, she likely has a demanding roster of outside work. She's a founder of HealthLink. I don't know whether or not she's paid by them, but she has a number of outside pet projects.
Thank you. Ms. Ehrlich.
I don't know how you define a pet project, but I've been a volunteer for about 15 years, all volunteer, never taken a penny. Of two extraordinary organizations that have done extraordinary things that have been recognized on the national level, and I'm very proud of that work. They don't, at this point, create much of a demand on my time, and there are many other volunteers in each of those organizations that fill in the gaps that I've left behind.